Hello there, folks. We are back again to read some of A Little Town Called Coxwette. So, it's time for streaming. I hope everyone can hear everything okay. Nothing's too loud, nothing's too soft. Just let me know in the chat. I'll see if I can't fix anything that's a problem. And here we go. Where we last left off, Chuck did lewd things with a mouse while a squirrel watched, and he got a little upset about it. I can probably just turn my mic up. I don't know how. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just move my mic a little closer. Hopefully that'll help. So, here. Oh, wait, I should get rid of my title card now. Here we go. We jump forward to Monday morning at 7:45 a.m. You're walking down the main drag toward the bakery, surrounded by the somber morning ritual in a little town called Coxwette. Oh no. Oh no, did my hotkey go away? Oh no. Guys, we got a little problem here. Da 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 da. Where are my hotkeys for the slideshow? Why did my hotkeys not save? I just did this like a week and a half ago. I don't know why my hotkeys didn't save. Listen, I absolutely plan to play Desert Pete at some point for one of these. Don't get me wrong. But I cannot find tabs for it, and I am still very bad at playing the banjo. So that's gonna have to wait. It's time for work again. A whole week of work. A whole day. Sorry. You go to the bakery and push open the door, ringing the little bell hanging above it. Bedivere, the town is called Coxwette. If you look at the stream, it's right below the chat. Marcy gasps. Chuck! Good morning! You say, morning, and give her a half-hearted, mostly sarcastic salute. Marcy says, I hope you've got your good peddling legs on today. Monday's the busiest day of the week for pastry orders, and you got a mighty big load to pull out. You say, I've only got one set of legs, so you had a joke for this, but it's really just not coming to you this morning. You go out and grab the bicycle, and Marcy starts cheering you on out the front door. Chuck! 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 You decide that you'll speed through your deliveries to the shop stop, the schoolhouse, and the library. You're mostly going to avoid talking to anyone there, and just drop your pastries off. You pedal to the cafe. It's a little harder to keep balanced with the huge basket of pastries. Penny waves to you, with a small smile on her face. Ah, you can set that stuff right there on the table. Could you take the sandwich rolls over to the counter, though? You say, no problem, Penny. Penny says, thank you kindly. You look starving. Here, honey, have an orange. Penny tosses you an orange. and you thank her. Do you have anything to talk to her about this morning? You stash away the orange. Oh, the ice drink, if you didn't see the title card, I am drinking tequila on the rocks while I stream this. I may have been pre-gaming a little bit. So, you stash away the orange. You say, you know, Marcy's cake was pretty sweet. But Penny just rolls her eyes. You say, moist, too. She says, whoa, easy. That's still my niece you're talking about. I'm glad you two had fun, just as long as you're safe about it. You're an awful cute couple. You do smile a little bit, even if you don't have much of a reason to. Before you go, can you tell me anything about Naz? Penny says, from the library? You say, yeah? She says, not much I know, honestly. She keeps to herself most of the time. Knows computers real well. You say, do you know anything about her pranks? Penny says, pranks? And you suddenly interject, you know, I was talking about an actual cake, by the way. Marcy made me a welcome cake on my first day of work. Penny says, that's lovely. It truly is. Marcy's about as sharp as a ball-peen hammer, but she sure is sweet. You smile and pause for a bit, looking up at the clock. Have you heard anything about people being attacked out in the woods? Penny says, huh? What? Did something happen? You say, yeah, I was attacked. This is gonna sound crazy, but there was this wrinkly guy in a sheet who attacked me after saying some kind of Bible verse. And Penny says, you might want to tell the police about that. People could really get hurt. You give her some more details about where it was and what it looked like. Honestly, I'm just glad you believe me. Not everyone has. Penny says, if you're lying, then you're pretty darn good at it, and you wouldn't have any reason to. I just want Marcy safe. If the police aren't going to help, I'll protect her myself. You nod and head back towards the door. I should go. More deliveries. Penny says, stay safe. You head to the library next, resisting the urge to peer in past the front desk. After that, the schoolhouse and the shop. The load on the lady's fixed-gear pannier bicycle is lighter now, making it easier to ride around. Your legs are probably getting pretty swole at this point. Your next stop will be the post office. Are you going to stop in to talk to Rita, or just drop off the goods? You enter the post office, ringing the doorbell. Every shop in Coxwette seems to have one of those stupid things. Rita is there, leaning over the counter with her knees on the seat of her chair, as she tends to do. She is looking at a stack of 2 envelopes that came in the mail. Whose? Oh, sorry. Whose? Oh, fuck. Let's see, I gave Jeff like a dumb honk voice. What's Rita gonna sound like? Who's? Oh, hey Chuck, Cookie? She's got a little honk voice too, it's fine. Yep. She sighs and thanks you for the delivery. You stop and lean against the counter yourself. So, do you know where Harold Powell lives? Rita looks at you. Who? You get a cold sweat. I'll get a better voice for Rita next time. Don't worry, I promise. You say, you know, Harold Powell, the old tortoise guy. And Rita says, tortoise? Sorry, I don't know who that is. And anyway, something wrong? You seem kind of bummed. Rita had gone back to looking at the envelopes already. Huh? What? Oh no, I'm fine. Just really bored. Really bored. You have no idea how little mail we get. You say, I'm sure we could find something fun to do together. Rita looks around the empty office. I guess I should get back to work. You must not have given her the look hard enough. You're just too tired right now. You look up at the clock on the post office wall, which is stuck at 6:31 and not moving. No wonder this mail dog is going nuts. You say, did Jeff ever tell you anything about being attacked? What? As in he was attacked? You say, yeah, by a monster. A guy in a sheet, actually. Rita doesn't know how to respond. She covers her mouth. No, he... Is he okay? You say, it happened a while ago. He's fine as far as I can tell. And he says, he didn't tell me. Why didn't he tell me? I'm his big sister. You say, he doesn't trust me. Hey, I don't know if I jumped to that kind of conclusion. I mean, it's a hard story to believe just by nature. Maybe he thought you just wouldn't believe him or something. Rita's expression sours. She says, well, why'd he tell you then? You're a little taken aback, but you don't think she was trying to sound offensive. You say, he kind of wouldn't have told me if he didn't see that I have the same injuries from a similar attack, see? And he says, you mean there's a crazy guy in a sheet attacking people and no one's doing anything about it? I'm calling the police. The mayor needs to address this. You suck your teeth and shrug. Rita slumps. I'm sorry, he's just not honest with me about anything. Sure, I picked on him growing up, but he seems to think I don't love him or something. How does something like that even happen? Do you have any siblings, Chuck? Nope, only child. He says, well, I wish he'd talk to me. He still thinks I don't know I keep waiting for the day he'll come and tell me, but, well, anyway, I'm sure you've got more deliveries. She walks into the back room. So apparently Rita also thinks that Jeff is gay, just like the thread does. You head off to City Hall next. Lisa is there, on her way through the sprawling marble-decked entry chamber. She's all made up and dressed professionally. Oh, good morning, Chuck. You hand her a bag of muffins. I notice you're not calling me sir anymore. Lisa straightens up and gasps. Oh, sorry, sir. I forget my manners sometimes. You say, no, I like it better. It makes you seem more comfortable. He says, I suppose I am, given that, well, you've seen me in my, She looks over her shoulder and stops. Oh, and, what was that yelling last night? You say, it was nothing, really. You're eager to change the subject. So you put your hands in your pockets and lean against the wall. And you say, so does the mayor not like certain kinds of behavior? Lisa reaches into the bag you handed her and pulls out a muffin. What do you mean? Sorry, I haven't eaten anything today. She seems to not like, misbehavior. Lisa looks away, clutching the clipboard and the back close to her. I don't know what you mean. You squint and get ready to leave. You say, can I make a meeting with her? Lisa says, yes, certainly, sir. Chuck. Oh, sorry, that's not correcting. Sorry. Yes, certainly, sir. Sir Chuck? You say, oh, am I getting knighted? She doesn't laugh. Maybe she didn't get it. It's better than what you were tempted to say, which was some kind of comment on wanting to nibble her muffin top. On a better day, you might have taken the plunge. And she says, I can get you in this evening at 7 p.m. or tomorrow morning at... She looks at the first page of her clipboard and says, 6 a.m. You agree to the 7 p.m. meeting, declining to comment on the mayor's odd work hours. It's far from the strangest thing about that woman. You go to the police station, your final delivery for the day. It really flies by when you don't stop to chat as much. Layla is there at the front desk, looking severe as usual. Hey, tough guy, you got the goods? You say, sure do. You hand over a bag of miniature blueberry scones, complete with some bags of tea that Marcy had been drying herself. Layla says, all right, good stuff. You explain what happened to you and Jeff, including what the attackers looked like. You show her your scars, and mention that Jeff showed you similar ones. Layla says, someone's attacking my citizens in my town. Lieutenant Parker and I will run a sweep of the woods and the tracks up north. Whoever's doing this, they're gonna regret it. Well, that's it for your work day. You just have to swing the lady's fixed gear pannier bicycle back to the bakery, and then you'll get ready for your meeting with the mayor. It's about 4:30. So are you going to... And then you try to decide what you're going to do afterwards. You briefly consider helping the cops, but Chuck is way ahead of the curve. You return to the bakery and lock up the bicycle. Marcy's in the back, washing up her equipment. She looks worn out, but no less happy. She smiles and waves at you. Chuck, how'd it go? You say, it went alright. Mondays, I just want to get through the day. She laughs and goes back to watching. You stand there for a bit, just watching her work. You feel like a creep. Why are you doing this? So, you need a hand with the drying? Marcy says, oh no, I was just washing my hands. I air dry the kitchenware. She pats the towel over her face. You say, feeling all right? Marcy says, yeah, I get so sweaty standing in front of the ovens all day. I'm getting off in a few minutes, actually. Want to join me? Say, I've got a meeting in a little bit. I'd love to spend some time until then. Mark says, I hope you like scones. I've been growing and drying my own tea. I'm planning to start selling it soon. You look at the clock, regretting your offer already. You could stick around with Marcy, though that would mean skipping a stop by the Plath house for a shower. You say, oh yeah, scones, yeah. Who doesn't love scones? Marcy beams. She says, you wouldn't happen to have a shower around here I could use, would you? Marcy says, here? At the bakery? I mean, at my house, sure, but not at the bakery. You say, It's 5 p.m., so you don't think you'll have time to go all the way to her house just to shower, and Marcy probably wouldn't be willing to hop in with you anyway. At least not on an off day like this. It doesn't sound like she really wants to do anything interesting now anyway. Tea and scones? That's just granny stuff. Say, sorry, I've got a meeting in a little bit, and I really need to go and get showered up. Want to meet up after? Marcy says, bakery's not going to be open that late. You say, I meant at your house. Marcy says, oh, yes, gosh, I'd like that. I go to bed awfully early for work, though. And Marcy vibrates with excitement and scrawls her address on the back of her receipt. You barely even think about burglarizing her home. You really do smell. Why is this level so hard? It's just like all the other ones. It's always those last two stupid guys. And your shields are almost gone every time. You have one power-up left, but you won't get another one for another 5 levels. You decide to go ahead and use your power-up. No use saving it for when you won't need it. Aw, yeah. Got the triple shot on. Level is cleared. Meow. This is Captain Charlie L. reporting to base. We got him. It took everything we had, but we're gonna make it. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! That's it, Karen! I'm fucking done! Oh, never heard that one before. Go ahead, leave. You'll be back in 3 days. You think I fucking will? Wait then. Oh, here we go. I can't believe I had to come home from a long day of work and listen to this. Why can't you get a goddamn job? You think watching the stupid kids not a full-time job on its own? Why don't you try it for a day? Oh, yeah, because sipping vodka and orange juice all day is so hard. We need money, Karen. If you had a fucking abortion, like I said, we wouldn't be living in a fucking single wide trailer. The front door slams. Mom gets something out of the fridge and sits down on the couch. She's crying. Pew, pew, pew. You can't just give up, though. So you go on to the next level. You only get one shield? Jimmy said he beat the whole game. How is that even possible? He's probably cheating. Wait. Pew, pew. Oops. You hit the saucer. You hit the saucer. You've never done it before. You've got the boner. You've got the bonus power up. Probably also the boner power up given his Chuck. The solar flare. This is the best day of your life. You can't resist. You have to use it now. Wow, this is... Wait. What? Mom, I just hit the saucer. You spend too much time playing this. Come sit on the couch. You get the fun time is over feeling. And remember how much the real world sucks. Are you mad at me? No? You and Mom sit down on the couch. She doesn't say anything. She just lights a cigarette. You feel the need to break the silence. So, where did Dad go? Mom says, I don't know. You say, when is he coming back? I don't know. Just call him and make him come back like you did before when you cried on the phone and he came back. Also, I disagree. Aw, Chuck's mom has it going on. No, absolutely not. That didn't happen, and you're never going to talk about that again. You say, yes, it did. Shut up. I'm sorry, Mom. Mom spies out a bunch of coke. Mom spies out a bunch of smoke, and you cough. Look, I didn't mean to call you stupid. I'm very sorry. Sometimes I get mad at Dad. We get mad at each other, and we both say things we don't mean. She pauses, looks away. It's like, I like you, Charlie. Shh, shh. Oh, baby, no. Everything's gonna be okay. Shh, it's okay. Mom rocks back and forth, humming a song she used to sing to you when you were a baby. She smells like smoke, but she's warm and soft and always knows what to say to make you feel better. You get your favorite board game and play it with Mom. Oh, what the hell? Snake Eyes again? Are you hustling me, Charlie? Mom, I can't get busted again. I can't take that hit. No, Mom, that's good. Snake Eyes gets you to the next ring, and you win when you get to the middle ring. You hold up the box. The game is actually called Snake Eyes. Oh. When the game's over, Mom makes you some hot chocolate in the microwave with some package from the back of the pantry. It tastes the best. Look, things are gonna be okay. Dad is gonna come back. When he gets back, I'm gonna buy a big tub of ice cream. We'll all have root beer floats, okay? You nod with great enthusiasm. We'll all have root beer floats and macaroni and cheese like none of this ever happened, okay? I just need you to remember one thing for me. You say, what? Just please remember. Promise me that as long as you live, you'll never forget this. Okay, Mom. What? Charlie, please, please remember. If you forget me and everything else, just remember this one thing. Mom leans in very close. There are no catacombs beneath the library. In this rare instance, you're too angry to be horny. Besides, her blouse isn't even low cut, so you can't even cop a look. That makes you even angrier. Mare, what the hell? What the hell was that? Susanna looks concerned. What have you come to see me about today, Chuck? The monsters! The catacombs that you ordered to sealed! All of it! She stares blankly for a moment. Then she screams internally. She makes a screaming face and shakes, but no actual sound comes out. Why doesn't that work on you? That should work! What are you talking about? What did you see? Nothing. I don't know. Did you drug me? She stutters for about 10 seconds. Just. No. She sighs and walks back to her desk, stroking the bottle of her model ship in a creepy way. I understand. You want answers. I am a reasonable woman, and you are a reasonable man. But I simply cannot let that thread come loose. She looks towards the towering bookshelves to her right. Have you ever read a good book? A really good book? You say, yeah, sure. What does that have to do with anything? The kind of book that draws you in and won't let go. The kind of book that ensnares you with its characters. It makes you fall in love with them or see them as your family. You'd follow them into infinity, through hell and fire your flame. You would die for them, for these words on these pages. You scratch your head and try to interject, but you turn the last page, and there's nothing but a cover there. Just a back cover with no more words. That's it. They're gone. These people you have grown to love are gone forever. Chuck, what do you do then? Say, what? I don't know. Read the sequel, I guess? Not all books have sequels. Then I guess just write a fanfic or something. I don't fucking know. Fanfic? Yeah. What's that? It's like fanatical fiction. You know, some people are so obsessed with something that they write their own sequel. Sometimes it's even lewd. A fanfic? A lewd fanfic? Susanna starts to laugh. It starts slow and builds until she is doubled over with tears squirting out of her eyes. She ushers you out of her office and closes the door behind you, laughing all the while. Well, apparently Selma's been operating under the radar. People are shooting off fireworks. Maybe I shouldn't have done this on the 4th of July. What a fantastically unproductive meeting with the mayor. You're frustrated and even more confused than before. You turn around and bang on the massive oaken door with your fist. I was not done talking to you. Open the door. I don't care what's in the catacombs at all. Susanna speaks up from the other side of the door. So you won't try to get down there anymore? No, I'm telling you, I don't give a shit what kind of nonsense you're hiding down there. Good! She sounds jovial. So just live your life here. Behave yourself and be good. Everything will be fine and you will finally be happy. You say, okay, what is that supposed to mean? No more truth or dare. No more debauching my townsfolk. That's it. You can live a happy, peaceful life here. You say, why not just ask me to leave? Oh, Chuck. What? Susanna! She stops replying. The door is locked. God damn it. The mayor answers no more of your shouts. You storm out of City Hall and decide to follow the address that Marcy gave you earlier. It leads to a rather large but quaint house on the south side of town. It's no mansion like the Plath house, but it's far larger than anything you've ever lived in permanently. You knock on the door and wait. And after a short while, you hear footsteps pattering towards the door. You actually came! I'm sorry I don't look decent. I didn't think you'd actually come. You hug Marcy, which catches her off guard. Oh! She gives you a tight squeeze also. You look perfectly decent. Beautiful, actually. You're beautiful even at the end of the workday. Marcy gasps. That's so sweet! You regret what you said. So, do you like my new muffin shirt? Ellen and Sophie made it for me. Isn't it just so cute? It's my favorite shirt. Marcy has invited you to stare at her chest, an invitation which you accept enthusiastically. That's one fine chest muffin, you say. Thank you, Marcy says. I was just about to get ready for work tomorrow. Would you like to come in? I don't know what we'd do so late in the evening. Marcy takes you into her adorable house and pours you an adorable cup of tea from an adorable copper kettle and smiles adorably. It all makes you just a little bit sick. The tastefully contrasting mod and rustic decor, the professionally equipped kitchen, the understated watercolor paintings hanging on the walls. Her freshly home-dried tea leaves still have the stems attached and are sticking out of their brown woven bags. One for me, and one for my favorite delivery cat. She bounces on her toes a little after she finishes pouring. Tell me what you think. This is my first batch. You blow off the steam and take a sip. Even at near boiling, the flavor of the tiny suckle you took fills your mouth. It rises through your nose and leaves a pleasant weedy taste on your tongue. It's great, Marcy. Probably the best tea I've ever had, actually. Oh, you're such a faker. You say that about everything I make. You pause and recall all the things you've tried from her. You really did say that almost every time, but you did also mean it. It brings a blush to your cheeks, so you turn your way ahead really cool-like to hide it. So, nice place you got here. Must have run you something fierce. Marcy scratches her arm. Well, I don't really like to talk about this, but, well, the bakery kind of has made me fairly wealthy. You never even entertained the thought of marriage. Nothing good has ever come from monogamy or marriage. You just don't love them hoes, and Marcy's no different. Besides, does the legend look like he needs to be some broad's gigolo? No way. So, do you deliver outside of town, or what? Marcy says, I tried, but it's hard to find buyers. We get mail sometimes, but I don't know what it is. You'd have to talk to Rita, really. She knows the most about outside of town stuff. Gosh, sometimes it feels like there's just no one out there. She blows on her tea and takes a sip, closing her eyes. I'm really glad you came by. You say, I see you every day at work. Marcy says, well, yeah, but that's work. It's different. This is like our date. I think about it all the time. Marcy looks away like she regrets saying that, coughing and taking another drink of the tea. You say, me too. Not all the time, but, it was pretty good. And you say, so, do you think about a certain part of it? Marcy starts to titter. I'm kind of embarrassed. I shouldn't say this, but sometimes, as I'm about to fall asleep at night, I kind of think of kissing you. Sometimes I pretend the pillow is you, and I kiss my pillow. It's so silly. You say, honestly, it makes me wish I was that pillow. Huh? Why would anyone want to be a pillow? You say, no, no, I mean your pillow. Because he gets kissed by you all night. Fucking suave, Chuck. And Marcy makes a face like that. You think about asking her if she wants to kiss, by which I mean people suggest that. But you know better. You know people don't actually do that because Chuck's obviously not super up to date on his stuff. He says, so, you look beautiful tonight. Want to go sit on the couch? Talk about stuff? 45 seconds later. I'm not making, like, sweaty makeout noises. That's not happening. Sorry, guys. I know you're disappointed in me. I'm sorry for failing you in such a way. No. You say, so, could you lie down on your stomach for me? Why? You say, you look like you need a back rub. That's awful sweet. You do that for me? I want to kiss some more. You say, we will. She looks like she might hold you to that, which makes you worry for some reason. You back away enough for her to lie down on her belly on the sofa. Sorry, I know you probably don't want to look at, my butt. Marcy gives a nervous laugh, hanging her arms off the side of the white Davenport. You've got a decision to make, Buster. Yet somehow, the mood strikes you not to sleaze it up. You sit beside Marcy, and you start to rub her back. You start with long strokes from her neck down to your tail, then work your way back up, with little kneads and pinches. Marcy groans and falls limp over the arm of the couch. Oh, where has this been all my life? Wait, go back. Right there. Oh gosh, yes. You tactically shift aside to keep your massive erection from touching any part of Marcy's body. As much as you want it to, something about the moment compels you to try to keep it tasteful for now. It becomes difficult when she starts moaning. She doesn't even realize how lewd she sounds, but this comes as no surprise to you. After a couple of minutes, Marcy's tail falls down against her legs. She stopped moving. You whisper, Marcy? Marcy is quietly snoring. Mars? Your physique is plenty masculine, so you scoop Marcy up with ease. Maybe not Rachel or Ramona, but, you could probably hoist Lisa if you put your legs into it. Marcy hangs in your arms like a rag doll, still mostly asleep. You walk her up the you walk her up the small, quaint staircase and down the white wainscoted hallway to her bedroom. It's the one with the loaf of bread on the door. When you set her down on the bed, she yawns and opens her eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have dozed off a little bit. How did I get in my bed? I carried you here. She smiles and barely giggles. She's too tired for a full-on laugh, and her voice is barely a mumble. I get tired working in the kitchen all day, so it's all right. I had a good time. You stand there with your hands in your pockets, and neither you nor Marcy says anything for a while. It's dark and silent, and the old-timey flip clock on the bedside table reads 9:29. She's just lying there, smiling at you. This is weird. Marcy has closed her eyes. You take off your shoes and socks, walking around the other side of the bed and pulling up the covers. It's too dark to see much of her, but you can hear her breathing and rustling around in the stiff duvet. You slide into the bed yourself, and it's as warm as a fresh load of laundry. Marcy rolls onto her back and exhales slowly. She's smiling. After a little while, your eyes get heavy, and you nod off. No sign of any monsters yet. Some time passes. Marcy's hair smells a little like cinnamon, and her body's as hot and as radiant as a pastry oven. You're neither fully awake nor fully asleep. You're whispering something into Marcy's ear, but you don't exactly know what you're saying. She says your voice is nice. Her ear is in your mouth now for some reason. Your hand's somewhere on her body. You can feel your heart beating really hard. What time is it? Are you asleep? You hear a noise in the room. Marcy! You feel for her by your side, and she's gone. The sun is shining through the window into your eyes, and you hear the noise again. Marcy shuts one of her armoire doors, shuffling her feet on the floor. Chuck! Jesus, Marcy, it's... You look over to the clock. It's 4:45 a.m. Marcy says, I know! Time for my morning jog! You look down. How did your shirt come off? Marcy says, Pussy? Oh, 'cause you're a cat, right? Yeah, that's it. You decide to go out and jog with Marcy. You're able to catch up to her easy, and instead of slowing down to watch her hands shuffling, you decide to pass her. Go, Chuck! Go, Chuck! Ha ha! This is nothing. You jumped out of a train, motherfucker. You're used to running with things like televisions and espresso machines in your arms, so this is a breeze. It helps to imagine that the cops are chasing you too. For some reason, thinking so helps a lot right now. Wait. Oh shit, it's actually happening! Layla passes you with little effort, and you soon see why. Jeff was not kidding. This woman is an Amazon. And even if you were in shape enough to outrun her, there's no way you'd pass that. But you can't run anymore. You're getting lightheaded. You need to rest. You remind yourself never to actually get caught committing a crime in this town. Man can't even jog through his own neighborhood. Because what you possess in speed, you lack in endurance. But while Layla appears to have both in spades. You stop to catch your breath, and eventually you mentally undress the two ladies as they pass you. Why does everyone in this town have such a swell ass? It has been distracting your every attempt at everything. Marcy whirls around and backpedals just long enough to wave at you. See you at work, Chuck! There are dark spots soaking the underarms of your thermal shirt now, and you probably smell pretty rank from running. It's 5:30 a.m. in a little town called Coxwette. You return to the Plath house. Sally isn't anywhere to be seen, but you aren't sure if she's left for work yet. Ramona's asleep on the couch, an empty glass on the side table near her hand. The novel that she had been reading is somewhere amid her limbs. You're actually feeling strangely energetic after your run, and you don't really even need coffee. You expected the opposite. You're in your room at the Plath House, and there are still 2 hours before work starts. You try to remember the great many strange things you've seen and heard about this house, and think about what parts of it you might like to explore. You put your cardigan back on, and feel your power increase as a result. You head down to the huge locked door on the ground floor, which you assume is probably to the boudoir. The floor plan of the Plath House is haphazard and confusing. Excuse me. The big oak doors won't budge, but the lock is fairly old-fashioned. You can't see through the keyhole, and there is a bluish light coming from it. The lock's pretty heavy-duty, but you could probably pick it with the right tools. You could try to find a key, but you're not sure where to even begin looking for one. It's an old-fashioned ward lock, but it's a big one set into oak. Unless Ramona replaced all the other locks. You could probably open any door in this old house with a skeleton key, but you don't have one of those on hand. A bump key won't work on this lock, particularly one this big, but you could still open it with a rake hook and torsion winch. With how heavy this lock is, bobby pins and paper clips will probably just bend, so you'll need something stronger if you want to go with the picking tools. If you had a workshop with a grinder, you could probably make some very nice tools, even just out of butter knives. Finding the key's also an option, but either way you'd need a bit more time to look since you have work in just a little bit. On your way out, you go and drape a blanket over Ramona. She doesn't wake up, but her tail starts to wag. It's about 6:15. You go into the kitchen to cook up some eggs and toast, avoiding any of the strange-looking substances that Ramona keeps in unlabeled mason jars all over the place. You make Ramona a plate of toast with a fried egg on top, 2 glasses of water, and a cup of coffee. She doesn't wake up very easily. Chuck, am I in the parlor? Ramona wipes the drool from her mouth and looks down at the plate that you brought her. She smiles and stretches. Thank you, dear. You didn't have to do this for me. I must look a mess. And you say, yeah, a hot mess. She really does look terrible. This is beyond waking up early terrible. Anyway, it's no trouble anytime. What's with all those jars in the kitchen? It says just various things, projects, canning, sauces. Don't try to eat any of them. Say, sure thing, I won't. What made you want to sleep in the parlor? Ramona just blushes and wipes some of the drool from her face. Oh, just sometimes I fall asleep wherever. You say, well, I spoke with the mayor. Ramona sits up and rubs her eyes. Why would you want to go anywhere near that woman? She is dangerous and manipulative, and I'm sure she hasn't taken kindly to you living here. You say, I talked to her and she did this weird thing with her eyes. I don't really know exactly what happened. I think I was here and then I was in her office. Ramona gasps and stands up quickly, her hip making a gruesome popping noise. Ow, ow. Don't get up. I'm going to go make you some breakfast. Ow, damn hip. She returns only a couple of minutes later, with a bowl of purplish sludge, typical of her cooking. It smells like rubber bands and cloves. Plum pudding, please. It's the least I could do after you made me breakfast. You say, this isn't plum pudding. Ramona looks taken aback, but doesn't get angry. So you take a sniff of the sludge again and say, so what do you know about the catacombs? Ramona says, eat, please. You're getting skinnier every day you're here, and you work at a bakery. You say, Ramona. She sits back down and she sighs. I've never been in the catacombs, but I have heard that generations of Plaths are buried there, along with a lot of documentation of the town's history. Some allegedly written by Nelson Plath himself with regards to the town's founding. Now please eat. You say, alright, Ramona, is there something special about this food? Ramona rests back onto her side, putting a pillow beneath her head. It's called reveille. That's how Pap always said it. It'll keep you from falling prey to the mare's magnetism. It's what I tried to get you to eat when you stopped by yesterday after you showered. Ramona cranes her neck to force eye contact with you, seemingly to try to lead your eyes away from her breasts. You were listening to her, but you just also happened to be looking at her breasts. I don't remember stopping by yesterday. Well, dear, you would have. You smell the food again. Whatever it is, it still smells vile. You say, what is she? Stark? You nod. Something out of the woods. I'm not sure. If I had to put a name to her, I'd say a starry-eyed harlot in a three-piece suit. You burst out laughing, and Ramona eventually smiles. You look at the grandfather clock beside the fireplace. It's 7:30 a.m. You begin eating the god-awful pudding. It tastes like someone burnt butter and then scraped the char out of a pan, and then shook it up in hot vinegar with some old crusty rubber bands. The entire dish has an unpleasant gelatinous texture with some more grainy bits towards the bottom of the bowl. When you finally finish, you have to sit down and try not to throw up. Ramona says, that bowl took 18 hours to make. She says it as though she is expecting you to vomit, but is warning you not to. You guzzle down a glass of water and chase the entire thing with a piece of toast. That seems to help keep it down and settle your stomach somewhat. You finish a pint of water before the Revy aftertaste subsides to a tolerable level. You ask Ramona, do you know Harold Powell? Ramona thinks for a moment. Is that an actor? You say, no, the tortoise guy who lives in Coxwette. Ramona says, you must have been dreaming or something. I've never met a tortoise here. You say, really? He seems to know that you're running a B&B. You thought for sure that Ramona would know something about this. As much as you want to know more, it's actually about time for you to head to work. Actually, I gotta go. Bye-bye, Mama Dog. You rushed out into town to the bakery. You walk through the door, ringing the bell. Chuck! Ah! What? Are you ready for an amazing day of deliveries? You start with the library. As usual, it's pretty quiet. Sally's at her desk, writing some shit or something. You approach to drop off her greasy bag of croissants, and she looks up. Oh, hi, Chuck. How are you? You say, can't complain. Sally coughs into her hand, gives you a brief smile. You say, you? And she says, oh, fine, fine. Something wrong? Sally says, no, of course not. I mean, if nothing's wrong for you, nothing's wrong for me. You know, yesterday, I mean. And you say, oh, were you there when I stopped by your house? Yes? You don't remember? You say, no, something happened with my memory. Sally sighs dramatically and relaxes. Ah, oh, you don't remember. Okay. Sally, what happened? Nothing. Nothing. You stopped by and you talked to Mom about dinner. That's about it. I need to get back to work. Lots to do today. Sally, tell me. You lean in and whisper. Did we have sex? Sally shakes her head. Tell me. I can't have people keeping me in the dark any more than they already do. I can't stop laughing at this dog bulb expression. Well, you brought up cooking to Mama, which I warned you about. I tried to talk. You say, oh, that's you. Sorry, not Sally. I tried to talk to her this morning. She didn't seem. Oh, you talked to her already? Did you get up early or something? You say, I slept. Yeah, I got up early. Okay, well, I waited in your room, and when you got back from your shower, I kissed you, and Mama walked in. Your blood runs cold again. Seems to be happening a lot lately. Say, but, well, I accidentally sneezed in your mouth. Mama didn't see the kiss part, but she walked in with me and you and your face all covered in snot. As much as you want to eat Sally's nerd face right now, you don't kiss her. You just have a quiet laugh about the ordeal and swagger around to her side of the desk. Kinda sorry I missed that. Things happen. But if you ever do feel like misbehaving again, come get me. You give her a pinch on the hip. Okay. I'll let you get back to work before you start getting dehydrated. Chuck, that's lewd. Sally is leagues ahead of Marcy, but you still don't think she'll get that joke. You head for the lab. Wait, Chuck. She tugs at her sweater and takes a deep breath. About that book, did you manage to find out anything about the catacombs? Still working on that. The mayor put a concrete seal over the well. Sally says, the well? You say, yeah, outside the library. That's where the other entrance is to the catacombs. You're kidding. Nope, that was it. Had a big stone door with, and you point to her sweater and say, that. She says, were you able to get your open? Were you able to get it open? She says, no, but your mom said it takes plath blood to open it, whatever that means. We can get back down there. We just need some muscle and rope. Sally scratches her chin. Okay, noted. You say, oh, and have you ever heard of Harold Powell? Sally says, who? Huh. You go to the lab. As expected, Naz is there. She turns around at the sound of the door and they're just working. I'm just going to skip this part. I don't want to talk to Naz. I'm not actually going to skip this part, guys. I'm sorry. That was inappropriate of me to be like that. You prepare yourself for a tactful apology. Naz, I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I I did that. I really didn't mean for it to be like that. It was just meant to be a joke, and I just got carried away. She turns back to her computer screen and resumes working. I get really excited around you. I can really. She takes a deep breath and opens a book in front of her face. Be myself for once. You're certainly not about to hug Naz, and the temptation's pretty strong to just not apologize at all in return. She went first anyway, so you really don't have any obligation to admit guilt. You're really not in the mood to talk to her about the porno or the lame ghost hunting shit, but you could make some kind of apology even though you did nothing wrong. You say, look, I guess I overreacted. Sorry. And says, I know you're probably still mad. If it means anything, I'm done with pranking. Like, for good. Naz turns around and continues typing. Say, no more pranks? Well, fuck me. How are you going to show people you like them now? I came out a little more sarcastic than you intended, but Naz just shrugs. I don't know. I don't care. This is just another prank, isn't it? It's not a prank. Not like you'd tell me if it's not a prank. At this point, you wouldn't be surprised if she'd already pranked you somehow on the way in. You throw up your hands in resignation. Alright, whatever. Good talk. Oh fuck, I know it's... Oh no. You go to the schoolhouse next. Oh, good morning, Chuck. Marcy running a bit late today. I can't do it. I don't know, why did you do this? Why did you do this to me? Why? You toss Miss Angela a macaroon, and she catches it in her beak. They're hot, sticky sweet, from my hand to your beak. Oh! She begins chewing and swallows enough for her. Tough effort. Thank you. You grin and give her the finger guns. Next one will be topless. Promise. On your way out, you ask, say, do you know Harold Powell? And Sam says, it sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't remember where I heard it, if I even did. I'll let you know if it rings a bell. Angela goes back to writing on the board. You go up to the board. You draw your best recollection of Harold Powell. The blackboard. It's stunning. I love Harold Powell. I want Blackboard Harold Powell to be my friend. I love him. Er, is that a squirrel? Squirrel? Do you see a tail on there? Oh, I thought that was the tail there. No, that's his arm. He's a tortoise. Look. Oh, I haven't seen anyone like that. I'm sorry, Chuck. You say, so are there any rabbit people in town? Angela says, no, not that I know of. Why? You say, I thought I saw one a couple days ago, but, it's nothing. You don't avail much flirtation with Miss Angela, but you're still feeling more confident and energetic than yesterday. You proceed to the shop stop, where you find Ellen Stop. Ellen says, can I help you with anything? And say, I've got a package for you. Ellen says nothing, just looks at you, and you say, it's bread. It's just bread, same as usual. Ellen points to an empty spot on the counter to set it down. You say, actually, I want to buy some tools, too. Like a screwdriver, some plier, a wire cutter, and, like, some hex keys? And says, we don't have any of that stuff. You glare at her. Seriously? Not even a screwdriver? And Ellen shrugs. Rachel usually handles all of the town's building and repairs. We just call her. Says, okay, what about butter knives? She points to aisle 4. Bobby pins? She points to aisle 6. You pick up those things, which cost $16 together. Thanks a bunch, Ellie. Please don't call me that. Sure thing. You still up to get together for some painting later? Ellen looks away. I didn't think you'd actually remember that. If you still want to, you say, you bet. How about 7 this evening? She nods. Great. Oh, and have you ever met Harold Powell? She shakes her head and shrugs. You don't really have the time to sit and discuss the pros and cons of Ellen moving into the Plath House, but you will definitely shelf that idea for later. You swing by the post office, then on to City Hall. Oh, hello, sir. Back to sir again, I guess. You say, hey, Lisa, what's up? She says, oh, not much. Going to dinner with Rachel tonight. That's about it. You hand the beaver a bag of muffins. You lean in to inspect your necklace. Just looking at your necklace. Just leaning in to get a closer look. Not looking at anything else. The necklace is a single deep purple stone with a small golden ring holding it to its chain. Lisa clears her throat. Amethyst, my birthstone. Mayor Stark gave it to me. She said it wards off soil of temptation or something like that. You say, well, just one more question then. Is it working? You say, apparently not. You don't really believe in that hippie crystal crap, do you? And he says, well, if it's not the gym warding off temptation, then it must be that cardigan, sir. She walks away with the bag of muffins in hand. Get dunked on, Chuck, you punk bitch. You're not gonna sit there and get razzed by some fat ass, beaver ass intern. Oh, oh, so you'd prefer it if I had my shirt off, huh? Liesel giggles and calls back. Only if you think I forgot what it says on your chest. God damn! What did the mayor put in that necklace? It just caught you off guard is all. What crawled up her butt? Anyway, you just got one more stop to make, which is the police station. Which you just drop off some donuts before you return to the bakery. You can't stop thinking about Lisa's weird attitude. You feel compelled to maybe talk to her again. Maybe Marcy will get your mind off it. You chain up the lady's fixed gear pannier bicycle and head into the kitchen through the back door. Marcy yawns. Hi, Chuck. Get held up on the delivery? You say, nah, just kind of spacey today. Nothing frequent. Ah. You say, rough day, huh? Ah, yeah, but I like it rough. You say, oh, I bet you do. Marcy says, you'd win that bet. Rough makes tough. That's what Auntie always says. Anyway, you took a little longer than you did yesterday, but it wasn't even your slowest day, so just keep it up. I know you'll get even faster. Marcy hands you your day's commission. And then you'll be in Ray's Town. Oh, fuck yeah. Language, Chuck. It's almost 5 p.m., and you're still pretty tired. You could blow off Ellen if you put your back into it, or you could actually go paint with her, but either way, you've got a little time beforehand. Either way, you know you can't really handle Marcy's optimism right now. So you say, see you tomorrow, Marce. Thanks again for the coffee. You say, she says, oh, you're leaving already? You say, yeah, I'm gonna take a walk or something. Like, why? Why do you feel like such shit right now? Maybe some coffee will help. You've got some time to kill, and the shops haven't all closed quite yet. You've been interacting with the townspeople almost all day, every day. You need a moment just to yourself before you can continue. You saunter up to the train platform that you walked to after you jumped. Like last time, the tracks extend out of sight in either direction. No sign of a train. There's no wind, no wildlife. So profound is the silence that you can hear the beating of your own heart. It's kind of nice. You take some sips from your coffee. After you stay here relaxing for a bit, you decide to go by Helen's place. You finish your now cold coffee over a refreshing walk around the town and head by. It's the same complex as Naz and Selma's. You knock on the door. It takes almost a minute for Ellen to answer. She opens it until her brass chain lock clicks. Oh, hi. You actually came. She closes the door again, and you hear her slide the chain lock open. You follow her inside. It's a mess. The apartment is warm and smells musty. The floor and furniture littered with clothes and dishes. The walls are plastered with drawings, paintings, and unusual scrawlings. There's a sketch table in the center of the living room. The opening to the kitchen is partially blocked by stacks of paper, books, and sketch pads. I should have cleaned up more, I guess. I'm sorry. I never have company. You look around and take a good look at the art in the area. You say, it's a little cramped in here. It kind of stifles my inspiration a little bit. What do you say we go somewhere a little more wide open to work? Like, I guess. I usually work in a cramped space, so. But whatever, that's cool, I guess. Where should we go? I know a place we can go. Follow me. We'll just have to sneak by Old Lady Plath, and we'll. What are you doing? Just doing a little painting, actually. Ramona says, in your bedroom? Please put down some newspaper. The rugs are all antique. You say, on the roof, actually. On the roof? Yes, ma'am. Please be careful, Chuck. I'm going to have to ask you to sign a liability waiver if you're going to go up on the roof. Chuck, fucker. I hope they made Lorraine sign one of those. In case anyone hasn't seen the previous ones or read the quest or has forgotten because it took me so goddamn long to get around to doing the last one of these. Lofty Lorraine is the ghost of someone who ostensibly fell off of the roof a long time ago. A former Plath. What? Too soon? You sign stupid Ramona's stupid waiver, and you find your way to the roof with Ellen. The door leading up there looks like it hasn't been opened in decades, so it probably hasn't. It takes some ramming to bust through. And phrasing. And some debris falls on your head as you emerge into the balmy evening air. You say, need some help? I've got it. You sit down with her on one of the roof slopes, and right away she begins to draw. She scribbles and swipes away, without a word. Meanwhile, you stare at a blank paper and tap your eraser. You're not really one of those talk about your feelings kind of people anyway. So, and Ellen definitely doesn't seem like one of those. So you just keep quiet and start to draw what you remember of the monster that attacked you. You're actually kind of proud about this one. Way better than the Harold Powell you tried to draw in chalk. Fuck you, Chuck. I love Blackboard Harold Powell. He's my friend. Don't be mean to him. You don't need to bully him, Chuck. But Ellen stopped drawing. Her eyes widened and her accent curls around her words. What is that? You say, oh, this just some random thing? Where did you get the idea for that? I don't want to draw anymore. I want to go home. You say, alright, fine. It's something that attacked me in the woods. I'm okay, though. I'm not hurt. Ellen? Ellen looks at that drawing that you made, and then out into the distance. She starts to hyperventilate and sweat. You reach out and touch her shoulder. Ellen, don't touch me! She swats awkwardly at your hand and scoots away. Are you okay? Yeah. Ellen catches her breath and starts to cry. I'm so embarrassed. I spent the last 10 years thinking it was all in my head. I should have known. It's real, isn't it? You take Ellen back down the tight stairway into the top floor of the house. We're not the only ones who saw them. Jeff and I were both attacked, but he said his looked more like a bird man. Ellen stops to rub her temples. Ellen? I need to go home. You say, you can stay here for the night, but we really should both talk to Ramona about this. Ellen stops where she is. Chuck, every time I think about what happened, I want to die. Don't act like we've been through the same thing. You're getting fed up with people being secretive, but then you remember how little you like talking about yourself. So you're not going to try to touch her or push her or anything yet. You're like, alright, I get it. It's hard to talk about. But you can't just sit down and shut up for 10 years. We've got a chance to fight this, and we need you to help us. Ramona knows a lot about whatever's in the woods. At least stay here for the night, alright? Well, stay here? Do you think she'll mind? You've never seen Ramona bounce on her toes before. I'm kind of sad this one's not a bouncing gif like Bouncing Marcy. I think RML, come on. Come on. How is this one not a bouncing gif? Come on. You almost forgot what a swell rack she has. A room? You want to rent a room? Yes, yes, right away, Miss Ellen. I have one all cleaned up and ready to go. Now, I have a complaint. I have a complaint to make here. I know for a fact that getting somebody to rent a room in the Plath house was part of Chuck's quest log, and it's not here. Where's checking off the quest on his little quest log? I'm disappointed. I feel betrayed and hurt. It's not a nice feeling. So, I don't know if it got checked off, but I don't see it here. Once Ellen's set up with her room, you sit down with her and Ramona. The dog mom makes some relatively normal tasting tea and returns from the kitchen with another tumbler of something on the rocks. Hey, Ramona, you and me both, buddy. Ellen just pulls her knees together and looks at her reflection in her tea. So, Ramona, I think we need to talk about some things happening in town. Ellen saw one of those things that attacked me. Another one? No, it might have been the same one that attacked me. She saw it, Ellen says, about 10 years ago, when I was working on Davy's apple farm. She starts like she's going to tell the story, but stops. Do I have to tell every detail? What is actually important for you to hear? Only as much as you are comfortable with, dear. She curls her legs up to her chest and stares at the front door. I've never told this to anyone. Well, one person. I don't even know how to say it out loud. Ellen has a nervous laugh. It is strangely unaccompanied by a smile. Actually, she may be crying a little bit. You rest your cheek in your palm and take a drink of tea, trying not to look impatient. I believe this is the confirmation that Ellen has little hoofs. I don't think we've seen that in the quest so far. So there we go, guys. Ellen has little hoofs. I guess that's canon. I'm probably going to need to go back and re-examine some images I've drawn. I think I might have messed that up. You just remain quiet, and so does Ellen. Ramona gets up to refill her drink. Her next one doesn't even have any ice in it. Hey! Most of mine's melted too, Ramona. I get it. I don't think I'm going to get demonetized for hooves, RML, but also this isn't monetized anyway. I think I'm safe with the hoofs. Ellen, child, you don't need to tell us if you don't want to. But I know that saying something out loud helps. It takes that twisting feeling in your chest and it loosens it ever so lightly. She looks down at her lap and then at you and takes another drink. Ellen puts her head between her knees. Please don't tell anyone any of this. You will ruin my life. That's. Ramona looks at you again and decides to just shut up, same as you. Who have you told already? Ellen says, Donnelly. Davy's daughter. I told you that. It just. I guess it all kind of started one night. After a big apple harvest, Davy took out the cider and brandy from the year before and let Donna and me have some. He played the fiddle and we danced, and it was actually, I don't know, fun. Donna drank too much and fell asleep, so it was just me and Davy there. I guess he drank too much too, 'cause he was awful sad looking. He looked at me and he said, Maiden's Prayer. That was Amy's favorite song. That was his wife, he said. I asked what happened to her, and he said, the woods got her. He said Donna told him she didn't remember Amy, and it made him want to die. And then he put away his fiddle, and he went to bed. Ellen shivers and puts her head between her legs again. I was too stupid. Just a stupid, dumb idiot. Ellen, don't talk like that. Ellen takes a slow, deep breath and grimaces. I went into his bedroom, Davy's bedroom, and I crawled onto his bed and kissed him. Like, somewhere on his neck or something. He was asleep or something. He started to hug and kiss me and all that, and he opened up his eyes and pushed me off the bed and started to shout at me, I guess. He told me to sleep in the barn. Ramona walks over to sit down next to Ellen. You didn't even tell your parents about this? Ellen says, they already thought I was one of those kinds of girls because they found some drawings I made. And I never even told them anything I did up there besides picking apples. Ellen is shaking violently. You don't really know what to say. You want to ask her if that was it, but you also kind of don't want to sound insensitive, and you know there's got to be more to the story. That was the first night I slept in the barn. I hated it so much. It was cold. It was full of ticks and rats, but then Donna started visiting me there. She brought snacks and board games and even slept beside me. Ramona rests her hand on Ellen's leg. She seems to just have some way of administering physical comfort that women don't find threatening. If only you could master it. Wow, Chuck! He made me sleep there every time I came over. I don't think he even knew Donna was going out there. Donna. Oh, gosh. So, what's that got to do with the monsters? Why are you even telling us this? Chuck! Uh, Donna and I spent a lot of time in the barn. We became friends, I guess. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks later when we were out there. You just heard some kind of, I don't know, like scurrying toward the barn. I didn't think nothing of it. Donna went to open the door and see who was out there. She thought it was her daddy, but it wasn't. We thought it was like just maybe him with sheet on top of him or something. But he didn't have no snout. He started to say some weird things, like some fire and brimstone type stuff, I guess. And he hit Donna and came after me. He climbed on me and he hit my head against the ground. I felt like I was being stabbed. And Donna came and hit him with something. I think a saw or something. And when she screamed, Davy came out and started shooting him. I couldn't even hear the gun on a car how loud I was screaming. There was blood all over me. And I thought it was my blood, but Donna was bloody too. Ramona's face shows little expression, not even so much as empathy. She says, it's the footsteps, though, that scared me most. And man, he sounded like anyone else. Not like monsters in the movies. When he ran off, just sounded like, I don't know, like a person. You say, so would you ever want to see Davy or Donna again? Ellen says, Davy comes to town once in a while, but I haven't seen Donna since. I doubt she'd want to see me. Say, well, what makes you think that? I don't know. Ellen covers her face. She's real pretty and great and sweet, and I'm just. She fought that monster, and I just did nothing. I think I should go to bed. The front door opens. Sally enters and yawns, walking behind the couch, opposite you, and stopping suddenly. Ellen? Oh, hi, Sally. Sally says, what are you doing here? I'm staying a night at your bed and breakfast, I guess. Oh, cool. Well, it's nice to see you. Good night, Chuck. Sally turns her nose up at Ramona and walks upstairs. Ellen follows, leaving you with the dog mom. You say, what was that about? Ramona sighs and drinks. Oh, Sally and I had a fight. It's nothing. You say, was it about me? Ramona rolls her eyes. No, it wasn't about you. It's a fight we've had before. Sally just, well, she wants to do things her way, dress her way, talk her way, eat her way. She talks back to me. She cakes up so much makeup. She's 18 and beautiful. How much does she need? She shakes her head. I let slip. She'll obey my rules while she's under my roof. And she said, maybe I'll move out then. Say, you have to let her have her independence, Mona. And Ramona says, I know. I know, but she's my baby. I don't want to die alone. I've lived in this house literally my entire life. You say, Sally can still visit, right? I mean, I assume you've been giving her the Revy, like you have with me. Ramona nods. It's not abnormal for a teenager to want to be independent. She's becoming a woman. It's just natural. And Ramona nods. You just don't understand, Chuck. It's about time. What? Time. I'm wasting time, Chuck. Living without her is just wasting time. Chuck. What do you mean? Ramona? Chuck. I have cancer.